Hey guys, my name is Eric, and today I'm going to be giving an informative speech about the history of hip-hop. I'm going to be going over three main points today. I'm going to be going over the history of hip-hop, how it began, the continuation of it, the golden age and stuff like that, and other various rappers that made it how it is today. And then I'll be going into how it is today, you know, what other subgenres were created and everything. So what is the history of hip-hop and how did it start? So hip-hop is often considered a synonym for rap. It started back in 1972, actually. It was, hip-hop originally started with graffiti and dancing, which then progressed on to DJing, and then what we have today, rap. Grandmaster Flash was the first real rapper to pick up on, you know, rapping over a beat that was made by a DJ, or rapping over samples that were produced by a DJ, that he actually had made it famous from that point on. So here's just some visuals of the graffiti, you know, stuff that's very hip-hop and iconic to the music genre in general, what had really started it. Alright, now that we have kind of an understanding of the background of hip-hop and how it started, where it came from, let's just go on to the golden age of hip-hop and the 90s, which was an awesome era for hip-hop. Hip-hop progressed into the 90s quite a bit, and it is considered the golden age. Artists like NWA, Tupac, Snoop Dogg, and Notorious B.I.G. really began to form a new subgenre of hip-hop called gangster rap. Rap became a very popular type of music through the 90s. It was actually one of the most popular selling musics in the 90s, which is amazing that it came from such a long way. You know, it was started, you know, in the late 70s, progressed through the 80s, and then it became into the 90s where it's one of the best selling musics, and you have, you know, amazing artists that really shaped how it is today. This is Grandmaster Flash, the grandfather of hip-hop. NWA, Notorious B.I.G., or Notorious Big. Okay. And now that we've learned kind of about the golden age, I guess we'll just jump right into how it is today. You know, what's changed, what's new, and all that kind of stuff. So hip-hop today, it has really changed quite a bit. We'll start kind of into the 2000s and work our way up to, you know, 2016. A new subgenre was formed during this time in the 2000s called Dirty South, and it was made famous by 3 6 Mafia. Kanye West at the same time emerged at this time, and he really popularized his album. It really was a huge groundbreaking album in 2004 and really made quite an impact on the hip-hop industry and you know, how it is today. Eminem at the same time, although he was very influential in the 90s, he made even more influence in the 2000s when he came out with a movie called 8 Mile, as many people I'm sure know. And that really stepped into his life and kind of, you know, let us learn about how it is for a lot of hip-hop artists and rap artists, you know, coming up, you know, either poor or and stuff like that, and really, you know, overcoming all these obstacles and everything that they were facing. Rappers started to perform alongside very famous rock musicians, such as Bruce Springsteen, and other rock artists like that. I think that was a huge step in hip-hop during this time, and it, you know, really kind of hit another generation that listened to rock music, and then they listened to rap and like, oh, this is pretty cool. And I think that only boosted hip-hop and rap as a, you know, as a group and a genre. Alternative rap at the same time in the late, you know, 2000s up to 2016 now that we have. Alternative rap was a great subgenre that came off of rap. Artists like A$AP Rocky, Schoolboy Q, G-Eazy, and Logic. I'll show them. A$AP Rocky. and Logic, really grasped this type of music, and that's what we hear today. It's very lyrical still, you know, as it was back then, and it's really just formed almost like a new, just a new way of getting your lyrics out there. You know, it's a little bit more fast-paced and stuff like that, but it's still grasp about talking about your life and stuff like that as you're coming up and everything. So, first we looked at the history of hip-hop and how it all started. Next we talked about the golden age of hip-hop and the late 80s and the 90s, where different subgenres came about, and finally we talked about hip-hop today. Hip-hop has changed quite drastically over the years, as you can see in the music today, and it's a culture and a way of life for some. You know, it's really been a movement and a real big change. You know, not only do you have the music itself, but you have the dancing, and you have the art that comes with it. It will definitely be interesting to see how hip-hop progresses in the next couple of years, and what'll change, and you know, I think that the real roots, though, will always remain the same. Thank you.